Thank you for stopping by Luxuriously Poor, and I hope you find today's video helpful. And I would like to say that if you need wisdom on what to do for now or the future, this book is extremely helpful. Well, I hope you guys are having a blessed day, and I get tired of trying to figure out, am I going to season my beans with turkey necks, or am I going to season with ham hocks, or what am I going to do? Because it seems like the salt pork or fatback at the stores, it's just so overpriced. There's no way I'm paying for it because it's really not salt pork. It is a liquid brine or something that they put over it that is just ridiculously priced. And I said to myself, when I was a young teenager or so on the farm, I don't remember the exact age, my dad showed me about salt curing meat. He told me all about it. And they had at Albertsons some fat that would be considered like salt pork, but it's smaller, not as big. And I decided, you know what? They had it on sale for 40% off. And I said, I am going to buy this and make my own. I just want it for my beans, to put it in to season the beans. And I know how to salt cure meat. Now with this, the only thing you need to do, I'm using a pickling canning salt. You want to make sure that the salt you use has absolutely no iodine. It has no free-flowing agents in it. That the ingredient says salt and nothing else. And nowadays, that is pretty hard to come by. You could use a pink salt, but I'm going to tell you something. It gets to be expensive to run around buying different salts for everything. And it's much easier to stick with one. So I've kind of made my choice. Canning salt is it, pickling salt, because you can use it to salt cure meats. And the way things are looking and the way things are going, you may have to end up salt curing and doing a whole lot more of things for yourself. But here it is. I put it in the refrigerator for a few days. And now what I'm going to do right here is I'm rubbing some of the salt off of it because I'm going to do what they call overhaul it, where I put more salt back on it after I rub some of this off. And then I'm going to put it right back in the refrigerator and let it cure some more. You want to let it cure for a couple of weeks. I'm tapping as much off. You don't have to get every bit of it off, but most of it. And then you're going to do the same thing I did in the beginning. You are going to resalt it again. And this time, though, I'm going to put it in a paper bag. Instead of putting it in this metal container, which is what I did the first time, I've resalted it, and now I'm going to put it down inside this paper bag, and I'm going to stand it up. I'll show you. I'm going to stand it on end down inside this bag, okay? And that way, it can kind of drain downward if there's any more liquid in it, but I don't believe that there is. Okay, you can see I put this down in this bag, standing up on its end. And I'm going to put it back in the refrigerator for another few days, maybe even a week. It doesn't matter really how long you leave it in there. Then I will take it out, and I will put it in a Ziploc bag, and I will put it in the freezer. You don't have to. You could leave it in the salt in the refrigerator, and it would be fine. I mean, it's not going to go bad on you, but I've got enough stuff in my refrigerator, and I try to keep things very limited in my refrigerator. I don't like having a lot of stuff in it. And so here I am. I've taken it out of the bag, take it out of the salt. One piece I'm going to stick back in that salt. As a matter of fact, one of these I've already used. It's that end one right there. I cut off a big hunk of that, and I've already put it in beans, a big pot of white beans, and boy, was it good. It really was. We have to learn to do more things for ourselves. We cannot depend on the grocery stores selling things that we can even afford. We have to learn to do more for ourselves.